Go and talk to Steve and he can show you what's 7 in the front. Please be seated. To enter, stay there. To enter, stay there, and leave from there. I hear such things. And he tried to see. I would welcome to the front children. Good morning. How are you this morning? Hope so. So I've got a picture here, and I'm not sure it's something you've ever seen. Does that look familiar? A little bit? Kind of. This is a picture of something my father-in-law owns. It is called a hiking staff or a hiking axe. And it's got, from when he was in Germany, there are these little badges all over it from all the different places he visited. These are places you go when you go on a hike. You ever been hiking? Sometimes the ground under your feet is really good and stable. It's like walking on a street. And sometimes it's not so much, right? So this is to make sure that you don't fall over when you're on a hike. So you've got an extra thing to hold on to keep you stable. Sound good? Sounds really good idea. But then Jesus says, don't even take a staff with you when you go out. Do you think Jesus wants us to not be safe? Jesus instead tells us what's important is that you go with a buddy. That's how you stay safe, is you go with a friend. And so as long as we befriend with each other as we go out into the world to tell everybody about Jesus, we're going to do great. And that's actually why we're here together, to be friends and to learn about Jesus together so that we can know that we are not alone. That's why there's so many people in here today, in fact, because it's not just step on my goal as I get up. Good morning, everybody. We're glad that you are here. We are continuing our summer series. Live our life, right? People don't. An alien concept is fantastic, and it feels good to have. And so what do we do in this community to make sure that everyone can see how wonderful life can be as a Christian who loves and cares? The question is, why does it politics, party, types of questions? When were you saved? When were you saved? 2,000 years ago. Sorry. Is the correct answer. Is the correct answer. Anybody else? And how does that feel? Kind of the way Jesus did it. Too forceful. It's pressure. Too much pressure. Forcefulness. Do you feel like if you have some guy came to the door, I didn't know why he would be at my door unless I knew him. And he came in and he sat down and he started telling me about Jesus. I had to know about Jesus, but the guy wouldn't leave. He said he would not leave. And he said, I'm not leaving unless you accept Jesus Christ as your Savior. And he said, so I sat there for him. There was no way I was going to let that guy do it. But then it got late, and I was hungry. It was dinner time. I thought to myself, the only way I can get rid of this guy is I said to him, I will accept Jesus Christ as my Savior. And he laid his hands on me. I mean, I think this is part of what gives evangelism a bad name, in part because is any of that preaching the good news did it work? Be able to do it without refusing to leave the house unless they louder. Because this is told me over and over the story about how when he was in confirmation, and say, this is mine, this is who I am, and I don't want anybody to change it. It's one of the traveling on this desert. What it was like when he showed up at church. What makes it good news compared to what the comment section has to say. Because it needs to be good news and not just different news. And then we have to talk about discipleship. What does it actually mean to be a disciple?
Because it's not something as simple as I show up at church once a week. There is more to it than that, right? Discipleship and discipline really does mean more than just I show up and sing some songs every now and again. And they're great songs, but that's not all that it is. And then at last, experiences are going to help us to see the world the way they see it. And that's not.
And I chose her specifically to talk about evangelism because Donna was not born to talk, and I'm going to talk about her about this tomorrow and see if it won't be hard to draw her out a little bit about this. But she would say, yeah, there were these Christian missionaries in Japan, and I looked at them and I thought, oh, I want to live. She literally said, I want to live like they live. I want to know how it is that they do this. And so I want to know how it is that they do this. And so looking at them and observing them was what drew Christianity. So I'm going to talk to her next Sunday in our congregation, but then I'll be talking to her again also next Monday. So 2 weeks with her because I'm very intrigued because I don't know, I suspect that most people in here are like me. I was born Christian. I was born into although no one is born a Christian. I was born into a Christian family.
Better phrasing.
And so there was never really, my choice would have been to not be Christian as opposed to being Christian. So it's interesting to me to hear a story from someone who comes at it from a different, perspective.
Absolutely. Unless you have further stuff that you want us to know. If you want further, anxieties, fears, worries, or other things.
Them being the evangelists.
Do it. We pay for missionaries. Ooh.
Tell the world.
It's not my job. It's somebody else's. I'll pay somebody to do it. That feels anxious, doesn't it?
The Lutherans were never really big on mission work, though.
Not too much.
Not too much.
But not nearly as much as we could have.
New York.
India is actually where I'm thinking.
Oh, yeah.
When you're talking about being born a Christian, you're talking about being born into a Christian family. But sometimes you can't assume that that child is going to become a Christian because sometimes they rebel.
Sure. Absolutely. Sometimes children do rebel against that. Sometimes they come back. And so it all depends on what you can.
I think my experience is that, and my suspicion, maybe what I want to believe is, if it's a Christian family that's sort of living up to what we're called to be, that rebellion will probably be both healthy and not very far. You know what I mean? And my dad once told me, one day you're going to get mad at me and you're going to think your old man is an idiot. Right? And I did. I was like, oh, Daddy, never. And sure enough, I became a teenager, right? Jerk. I can do what I want. I don't have to do what Dad tells me to do. And Dad, get away from me and let me do it myself. Yeah. And after a few years, I was like, okay, yeah, I can. And I was able to come back without.
There's this weird pattern where Dad is the smartest person in the world, and then Dad is the dumbest person in the world, and then Dad is the smartest person in the world again.
At least he knows how to change it.
Yeah.
I think we also need, I think we also have to remember that what we say have a lot to do with whether someone continues as a Christian or whether they're going to come as a Christian. It doesn't take much.
What would to see of what a Christian?
There's a kingdom door, not knowing what's the door in the house.
Seminary. Along the next block. You think to yourself, when you sell. Provide protection and aid and undernourished while on summer break. God of grace, go with all who travel and protect them from harm. Put in their paths people who offer aid. We pray especially for the safety of first responders. God of grace. For what else do the people of God pray?
Peace
We give thanks for all who have gone before us and have made your love known. Help us to follow their witness as